Yo, welcome back to another episode of Noob to Pro. This is just going to be a casual video more or less. I don't really have too much of a goal, maybe start working on Sung Jin Woo. This is the second day of the update. First off, I have been AFKing today. I have 40,000 presents. This will be perfect in getting units for Sung Jin Woo and also potentially getting Gogeta. So let's go ahead and summon. No Gogeta, but we did get 3 units, which is pretty nice. This is basically 10% towards Sung Jin Woo's requirements for sacrifice units. Do I have any mythics that I kind of want to get rid of that I don't exactly need? I have Gyro. I honestly don't really care for Gyro. Same with Jogo. Probably same with Medea. I might keep Archer, but I'm unsure as well. I have a spare Gojo as well, so we do have a fair amount of units that we can sacrifice towards completing Sung Jin Woo's quest. But first, I do need to get the key. So next up, before we go ahead and actually go into the dungeon, I want to go and kind of just announce to people, please, if you need rerolls or you're really wanting gems pretty fast, highly recommend doing your daily boss bounties. This is 5,000 gems and 10 trait rerolls a day. Per week, that is 70 rerolls and 35,000 gems a week. Within a update, if this is 3 weeks per update, that is 210 rerolls and 105,000 gems, I believe, from 3 weeks of doing this. So that is pretty nice. You're pretty prepared for every update. If you do your daily boss bounties every single day, they should only take at most an hour to do, which of course people don't have an hour every day to complete the game, but even doing maybe 20 a week is good. That's 20 trait rerolls and 10,000 gems, which is not too bad. Now, looking at the trait rerolls that we have, I did show this at the end of the episode, so nothing has changed since then, but we have 909 trait rerolls. Insane for a free-to-play player. I feel like any free-to-play player would love to have those rerolls right now. I'm simply doing nothing with them and nothing is going to happen with them. Maybe if I get Gogeta, but that is very unlikely to happen. I will actually be going for Ragnar very soon, but first I do want to complete the dungeon and actually start Sung Jin Woo's quest line so I can actually passively complete it, because I'm not going to go out my way to try complete it as soon as possible. This might be in a week or so. So yeah, let's start off by doing these boss bounties and I will be back when I have completed them. Alright, so this was the last one. This took a little while, but I have got it done. Yeah, I'm at 81,000 gems, 919 trait rerolls now. Now that I've done my daily boss bounties, let's get into doing the dungeon. The team that I will probably try out first is, let's bring in Rem and Ram, Sukuna, Ichigo, Sung Jin Woo, Kuroda, and Speed Carts. I believe this is the team that I want to run. Let me double check. Instead of Sukuna, I want to bring in Lucy instead. So this is the team that I'll be running. I've just noticed I got King's Burn and I selected it and then I restarted because I wanted Exterminator, and now it's visually bugged to show that it looks like it has Monarch on these units, but I believe it still works normally. I can place 3 of these. Yeah, so it's just a visual bug. Anyway, let's start off this grind. Alright. I got pretty close. I definitely just lost to my own greed. Decided to stack strong cards because I wanted to get more currency. Maybe it was a speed card that really messed me up, but I definitely can do this. It's just gotta play more reasonable with how strong my units are. Oh, am I gonna lose? Ooh. Okay, that was that was a bit close. I would need to change it around and have Ichigo up the front here next time, because since the boss spawns in from the side. But yeah, there it is. Now I only had one disadvantage card, being dodge 5 for 75% increase effect event currency, so I'm not going to get a lot of monarch tokens per clear. This just makes it so much easier to clear without needing to worry too much. I was hoping to get more range cards, but I just get any range cards at all, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I have Preset, which I don't really need until I actually get the red key for Sung Jin Woo's quest line. Yeah, my main focus when it comes to cards will probably be range in actually Slayer just to kill the boss easier, because most of the enemies don't actually matter too much, and then I'll probably pick up some damages. Yeah, so that is the first clear done. Traitless, not too bad. This will take a while. It looks like 20 minutes, 21 minutes per run. Let's start grinding this. I just noticed that I have 100% completion on the new dungeon. It looks fairly simple. It's just basically clearing this. This can all be done in one clear, which is pretty nice. Go ahead and claim all the rest of these trait rerolls. I did do this one earlier, which is 15 trait rerolls here, and then 19 trait rerolls total, and then from here you get another 5, so that's 24. Very simple, very easy, but yeah, that's cool. One other thing is, since I have cleared it by myself first time, I'm deciding that I'm going to go in with my other account. Now, this is mainly because I want to also start grinding Sungjin Woo on my other account. These are the units that I'm bringing in on my main account. I have no monarchs just because I don't feel like it's really needed to bring monarchs. Bringing in my Sungjin Woo, my Egress, my Cha-In, so all the 3 stage buffed units. I'm bringing in a Lucy, so instead of me using Lucy on this account, I'll use Lucy on my other account, and I have both my farms. So yeah, let's go ahead and start grinding this. Instead of Lucy, I'm bringing in my Gilgamesh. So yeah, let's go ahead and start grinding this. Okay, so it actually has been a couple of days. I do have a lot more gems. This is due to me completing the boss bounties and also doing the boss event. I've been farming a bit of rerolls. Basically, that's what I've been doing in my spare time instead of continuing grinding the dungeon. As you can see, we have reached 1,001 trait rerolls. We have over 1,000 trait rerolls on the account now, which is insane. I showed at the start of the episode we were at 909, and now we're at 1,001. Between those 2 days, it's only been 4 days, which is insane. One other thing that I did that was a bit of a stupid moment by me was I had recorded me getting the red key. Now, I accidentally deleted the recording. This was because I was just clearing out my recordings, just tidying up, and I somehow ended up deleting it. I've only done the dungeon 5 times since Tuesday. Now, this isn't a lot. I have a lot more time on my hands now to complete it, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this weekend. And now I have one other thing that I want to show you. It is insane. My luck is crazy. Another day, more summoning. Will I get it? Gogeta, Gogeta. Oh, yes. Holy, dude. Let's go. Oh my. Yes. Thank you, game. Oh, I'm blessed. Oh my God, I am blessed. Thank you. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. Yep, as you can see, we ended up getting a Gogeta. Now, it's been very easy to actually obtain him. I just was in AFK chamber basically every single day. I would go from like a minimum of 30,000 prisons to up to 50,000 prisons a day spending rolling for Gogeta. And also just spare winter units. So that's what I was mainly doing for Sungjin Woo's quest, is getting a bunch of winter units so I can just sacrifice them. Instead of going for like mythic units. I do not know what I want to do with this guy. I did state I want to try maybe get him and then maybe roll on him, but at the same time I want to keep this traitless. But like if I put a trait on him, I wouldn't use him outside of things I haven't done. I would only use him for things to just help with grinding. But at the same time, it does take away from like being able to go to my trait rerolls and like see much we have accumulated over the entire account. Because if I start spending trait rerolls, then you can't really see progression in that way. So for now, I'm not going to really touch him. He's just going to be in my box. Let me know down what you think I should do. I'm completely fine with either. I am kind of leaning towards not spending any trait rerolls, but I understand that people want to see me obtain the most OP unit in the game and make him the strongest. So yeah, you can get entertainment value out of that as well. Maybe I could reroll on him, but I have a requirement. What I would want to do is if I get Gogeta, if I start to roll Monarch on Gogeta, I will first have to get 3 godly stats, range, SPA, and damage first before I can go for Gogeta Monarch. I feel like that would be a good goal. Be able to unlock the privilege to be able to roll on Gogeta. Otherwise, he's just gonna sit here. Let's actually start this off right now, because I feel like even if I do or do not roll on him, he definitely deserves having godly stats. Our first godly stat is godly range. The last two godly stats we need to go for is damage and SPA, and this could take a very long time. I would actually need to go out my way and start stat farming, because you definitely do get godly stats way more from grinding up worthiness than just rolling. It'll take a very long time, but it would be a good goal to go for, so that is what I'll probably do. Kind of just convince myself to do that, but it is also up to you guys whether or not this should be what I should do, or just stick with just purely being Traitless, even outside of like helping with grinding and everything. So yeah, I'm just rambling on at this point. Let's go back to farming up some dungeons. I'll just complete it a couple more times and I'll probably end off the video there. Oh my god, I'm literally rolling stats and I one-tapped godly SPA. No way. Maybe this will happen sooner than later. I roll stats off camera because it's boring. Like, there's nothing to show, and I don't expect to pick godlies. Although when I do actually go out my way and start stat farming, I will show most rerolls to see what I get, you know. But like, I just have a couple, so I cannot believe that just happened. Then watch. Boom. Okay, no. Anyway, I have done the dungeon a couple more times. I've done it 7 times, so I'm at 12. I think this is where I'm going to stop for farming the dungeon. I'm going to do a couple more things, and I will be back, and I'm just going to showcase Freerin again, but at max level, and also have Gogeta max level, and then that's probably where I'll end off the video with Freerin and Gogeta max level, and kind of just showing them off. Why do I not record this stuff? There's no way I've had a godly attack. No way. And it's 1% off max. That's just this is unreal. This is actually unreal. I'm farming for stats. I'm farming stats alongside going for food mainly, so I can level up my stuff. I'm level 59 on my Gogeta. I have enough, but oh my god, 1% off max damage. I think it's 2% off SPA and 4% off range. Like, this is crazy. Oh my god. I talked about, I thought it was gonna take a long time, but man, I have done it. It's not even been a day. It's been less than 24 hours since I mentioned about doing that as a goal for Gogeta, and we've just completely hit the goal. We have a triple godly Gogeta. Like, that is nuts. I feel like when I roll stats, I should just keep rolling off camera because of how lucky I have gotten. Let's go ahead and look at what I need to do left. I am level 59 on Freerin, so that would just be like an infinite. I'm basically getting David as well, so I'm going to evolve David too. I'm not going to level him up because that would just take way longer. So I run the infinite one more time and get David unlocked, evolved. I'll show off the Gogeta at level 60. I'm sure people already know what he's like though. I also show off Freerin at level 60 because I only did it at level 1 last time. I won't really go into detail. I'll just kind of like look at her damage, and then I also just show off David for anyone who doesn't know what he does. I also bring along Lucy because I actually haven't showcased Lucy. I am back from grinding infinites. Now, I did record this just before, but I found out that my mic hasn't been going, so we went ahead and we obtained Dave. He was the last thing I needed from the battle pass, and I finally got on him now. I have given him all Z stats, and then we also have Freerin at level 60, so we'll be showcasing her as well. Now let me go ahead and evolve Dave now. From grinding a bunch of infinites, we have gotten a lot of stats to transfer to people. Not a whole lot of Z stats, but we have a lot of S stats, which is pretty nice. The difference between Z and Z plus, if I really want to try hard for like tournaments, I definitely want to go for Z plus, but this is more of a casual account, so I will be getting Z plus for some units, but most units will probably end with S's or Z's. So yeah, let me go ahead and evolve him. I have everything here. There we go, that is Dave acquired. Alright, so to end off this episode, let's go into my favorite game mode, Sandbox, on Planet Namek, of course, because I like the lighting on it the most. And let's check out these units that I have acquired. Okay, so the first unit that we'll be looking at is Freerin, because we need her to build up her chests. So let's go ahead and place her down. Her placement damage is 2.4k every 2.7 seconds. She attacks very quickly. She is a great unit. I think I've seen her, like, she has very good numbers being a monarch as well. I think she is a pretty recommended unit to get monarch on. She is very strong. She is a nature unit. There's not too many great nature units modes outside of he's scared, but he's not really a carry. He's more of a support. Okay, let's go ahead and start upgrading her. So at lightning, she gets nearly 5k damage. Death barrage, she has 12.5k damage. Black hole, she has 19k damage, and then at the height of magic, she's at 30k damage, nearly 31k damage every 5.4 seconds. She is a pretty good unit alone, even without needing to use any of her passive. Bonus damage to overshields is amazing because overshield enemies, I think, have an innate damage reduction, so this is just kind of counteracts it as well. Now that a couple of chests have spawned, let's go ahead and place Lucy down and check her out. And while we do that, let me go ahead and start Farron's journey. I'm going to try get as many chests as I can, and we'll have her in the journey here. So we'll go look at Farron again once she finally comes back. So next up, we'll be looking at Lucy. Lucy's at 2k on placement with 7-second SPA, which is pretty average. She is not the greatest on placement. She nullifies for 10 seconds when she hits enemies, and anytime there's a Dave in range, she also does a secondary attack independent of the SPA. So it's a 10-second SPA essentially because of cooldown here. So she has a cone on placement, and then she goes to a smallish circle every 6.2 seconds, 6k damage. She then gains boom at her final upgrade, which gives her 16k damage and becomes full AoE every 9 seconds. She doesn't have the highest amount of damage. Her main attraction though is her nullifier. This removes any damage resistances or any beneficial modifiers, so like the new modifiers on Soul Society map, and also Ant Raid, the little white target above enemy health, that will be disabled by Lucy whenever she hits them. Also Sturdy on the Steel Ball Run Raid, that will be the damage reduction from that will disappear as well. She's a pretty good unit. I don't think she can't nullify everything in the game, of course. Like if there's an enemy that has innate regen, she doesn't disable that. I'm not too sure exactly how much she can nullify, but she is a really good support unit. Next up, we'll look at David. I'll place David next to Lucy instead of selling Lucy because they work together. So David, he gains at minus 30 SPA, and then he gains SPA for every attack, but it resets back down to 30% after 5 attacks. His second passive, he gets 60% damage, but downside is that he has random targeting for every attack unless there is a Lucy that is next to him, which there is a Lucy, so he'll always be attacking first. But if Lucy wasn't here, then this would change between any of these 6 options. So he has a small circle on placement. It's not the greatest. He has a pretty low SPA though, which is cool. At his third upgrade, he gains area cleared, which is a small AoE. It's a very cheap AoE. I think it's pretty good. He gains a cyber bombardment at upgrade 6. This is his final attack. It is a really large cone. I know his damage isn't the greatest even when he's level 60, but it really increases at his final upgrade at upgrade 10. Very good. It increases his damage by so much, and it also increases his range. Let me place down another Dave as well and just show you the difference between the range. So his range is 28, and once he gets his final upgrade, it goes to 44 range. And as you can see, he basically doubles his damage from upgrade 9 to 10. So if you ever want to use Dave, you really want to use him on his final upgrade. Okay, Farron is nearly here. So once Farron actually gets placed down, we'll sell Dave and Lucy and go check out Farron as her buffed self, I guess. Here we go. She is buffed. So she has 2.13 times damage, and she has 1.56 range. Now she is losing range and damage. This is because of Wayward Journey. She gains a buff for how long she's traveled, but she loses this buff every single attack. So you always want to eventually refresh this buff. She was dealing above 60k damage when she got placed down, which is crazy damage for a secret that can also be replacement. She's pretty cheap too. Amazing cone as well. She is a very good unit. I'd highly recommend going for her. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to be looking at the main man himself, Gogeta. Now, I have been insanely lucky getting Gogeta in the first place, then also having a triple godly stats to go alongside it. Now, I did say that in the video, to aim for me to potentially get Monarch, I would need to get triple godly stats, which I thought would take like weeks, but it's not even been 24 hours since I obtained Gogeta, and also have just gotten triple godly stats, which is nuts. 3.2k on placement, 6-second SPA. He has a ability that allows him to teleport anywhere on the map, and it reduces his SPA by 20% as well, so he's at 4.9 now. He also has a 10% chance every attack not to attack, and when he does, he slows enemies instead, but it also raises his damage by 5% up to 50%. So after doing this 10 times, he'll gain 50% increased damage. He has a clone that attacks his same attack stat. As you can see, this is the clone that has 3.2k damage and 30 range, which is similar, but I don't think the range really matters. His last passive is just basically his ability, which I showed at the start. So let's go ahead and start upgrading him. He gains peak impact 8.7k every 5.7 seconds. Upgrade at 5 is fusion barrage, 16k damage, 6.1 seconds. He gains a clone beam barrage at upgrade 9, 27k damage and 7 seconds SPA. It is a very flashy attack. And his last move is at upgrade 13, Big Blast Beam. 44k damage every 6.3 seconds. It is a large cone. I can remember. Yep, it is. Let me just move my Gogeta again. Oh, there we go. He did his slow. And his final upgrade, he gets to 51.3k damage every 6.3 seconds, which I think is 7 seconds without the SPA buff. 8,000 DPS and also 300,000 damage in range. He is a really good unit, but I don't think he's that good unless you do have Monarch on him, because his damage as Monarch is insane. He is a very expensive unit though. He costs 184,000 yen to fully upgrade. Anyway, this has been the video. I hope you enjoy. I appreciate it if you made it this far through the video. See ya.